This conference will now be recorded.
All right, Day 6. So last time, what did we see? Uh, Client scripts on sell edit, on change, on submit. We did a lot of validations, right? So some of the part has been left. We will see one of the example like this. See how to flash to a particular field. This is the color code. Example, if one of the field is empty and the user tries to submit the record, we want to take the attention of that user to that field. We know already how to show the message that this cannot be blank, that cannot be blank. But along with that, we want to flash that field so that the user gets an idea. It will take the attention of the user to that field, that this is the field that has to be filled. So how to do that? Our existing client script is this: check prod name, created on Swapnil inventory. This is the application. Let us open it. What did we write in this? Let us change the application to Swapnil. Where did it go? All right. This is the client script. This is the table name. On submit, what does it check? It checks if product name has been put in by the user. So if it is blank, what are we checking? If not, G underscore form, that is ServiceNow client side object dot get value is a readily available method given by ServiceNow. Okay, and we are trying to print that error message product name is required. Okay, so let us try to enhance this. So if product name is required, I will try to flash that field. Let's see, G underscore form dot flash, Control C, put it over here. What field that we need to flash? Product name. This is the column name. Control C, Control V. This is a random color code. Okay, like how did we get this? If I do like this, just close this. Color codes. It is hexa value, HTML color codes. It is this. Okay, see, and I will try to save this. All right, I'll go to a new tab. I'll open the same instance. Swapnil inventories. New record. Ignore this field. I'm deleting this. I created it yesterday to show something to Tausif and Vedika. Configure dictionary. See how do I delete the field? Delete column. Now, list view. Click new record, and I will keep this blank. I'll put the unit price, description, summary, and I'll try to save. Let's see what kind of message do we get. No. Where did it go? Oh, did you see? Good that we got this. It didn't do any kind of validation. Why? Because last week we disabled this, set it to active and save it. And this is how we can enable or disable any object in ServiceNow client script business rules. All right. So now that we have set it to active, I will reload the form. All right. I'll go to new record. Let us submit a new one. Sample, sample, sample. Let us see now. This is the required field. See, did you notice that flash? No. Let us do it again. Let us take some dark color, okay? Because it was kind of pale pink kind of color. I'll take it from Google. This, Control C, Control V, Control V. Now let us see. Yes. Now create a new record. And save. See, this is how it takes the attention of the user to the field where we need to give the input, the required field. Product name is required and it highlight blinked over there, right? If we want to permanently set this red over here, then not just blinking, we want it to be permanent red. In that case, it needs to be either positive or negative. Let's see, we have set it to 0. If I keep it as 4, save. Any positive number, save. Will it happen like this to an existing record? Let's see. Did you notice this? A positive number greater than 0 will set that color to the label permanent. If you want to blink, set it to any negative number, negative, 0 or less. Greater than 0, it will not blink, it will permanently set a color to the label. Now, if I put it as less than 0, like -4, it will again start blinking. 0 or below, it will blink. Reload. Getting any question around this? Vedika, Tausif, Dipali, Swapnil, simple validation. And we are blinking at the field, right? So set mandatory, we know. Add info message, we can put a message on the banner. Set value, we can use similarly. It takes the parameter as stock or anything, any field, any column name, description, product name, anything. And what text do we need to set? What pages, right? So do you want to see this? Control C. What is the field name? Comments. Any field, comments, this. Its column name is comments. Let's see. Now that the product name contains value, it should not throw any kind of error. Okay, it should not blink. But here we will set something. Hello. Let us see if it happens. Say, ignore this because we have written one more client script which is setting this, right? If you remember, onload client script. That's the reason it is setting. Otherwise, if you have noticed, once we save, it prints hello over here. After then, this is set. Okay, let us search for the client script quickly. We will disable it. Onload. Onload. Show matching. See what it is doing. It must be setting something in that field. See, this is set by onload. This is the one. Disable. Update. Yes. Now let us go back to our table. See, it is setting it. On submit. Set value. Comments field. What value to set? Hello. This is what it is doing. Gform again. Client side object given by ServiceNow. Using which we can call methods. What kind of methods? Add info message, add error message, set value, get value, flash, add error message. There are so many, right? Set mandatory, set visible to false, right? Do some practice. It is very easy. We saw few examples, right? So this is about client script. We saw on cell edit, on change, see everything. On load also last time we saw. On change also we saw one example. Correct. This is how it is. Okay. Now, if you people come from computer background, then you must be knowing what is inheritance. In Java, C, C++, anything. Inheritance concept remains the same. There is a parent class, there is a child class concept. Child inherits parent. If parent table contains 3 to 4 attributes, if child table inherits the parent table, then the child table can also use leverage those attributes of parents. In addition to that, the child table can also have its own set of attributes specific to it. Okay, like a class vehicle. Vehicle, all of them have registration number, right? Then in vehicle there are types, two-wheeler, four-wheeler. If you talk about four-wheeler, there comes chassis number, right? So all those things, chassis number and all are specific to four-wheelers, right? Two-wheeler will have its own set of attribute. Okay. Few common attributes would be mileage. So it will be there in the parent class so that four-wheeler and two-wheeler both can inherit it. It's like that. So how can we implement parent-child in ServiceNow? How to create a child table? Okay. I want to create a child table under software inventory. Let this be a parent table. I want to create a child table of this table. In that case, what I would do, go to system definition tables, create a new table. Swapnil child table. Okay, all right, fine. I'll simply save it. No, before saving, I want to make this table a child table of Swapnil inventory. So I will tell this table should extend Swapnil inventory. Nothing happened. It should suggest the parent table name over here. Or if I click on this, it should show me the name of the tables. See, these are the all tables, right? If I type Swapnil and I don't know full name, so I'm using wildcard. Anything that starts with Swapnil, just list out. And no, there is a reason behind this. Good that we came across this. Now, whenever we create a table in ServiceNow, this is my table Swapnil inventories. This is the list layout. I want to navigate to the actual table of this. Click on new, right click, configure table. Why that was not listed over here? Because first we have to set the parent table as extensible. That means this is my table, and in future if there is some child table that wants to inherit me, I will allow it. So the parent table should have this checkbox checked. so that in future if any table wants to use its attribute, it wants to extend this table, it can do it. Update. Write operation again, forget it. We'll see if we face any problem. So that is done. Let us confirm if it has been set, because we got some error. It is extensible, updated. Now let us reload this. I will give a fresh name. Extends table. See, because now that parent is extensible, we can extend that table, right? And then as this is child, yet we can set it to be extensible if we want. That means in future if some child wants to extend this table, that table can using this, right? For now we don't want it to be extensible, it is already a child table. So there can be child to a child table. One child table can act as a parent to a third one, the third can act as a parent for the fourth one, a child can be a parent. Okay, so it's all about the hierarchy, parent child. So now we don't have any column in this child table. Let us see once it is saved. Do we have any columns? Columns. Oh, see, expiry date, inventory coordinator. We didn't create these fields in the child table. But then how they are visible over here? All the fields, unit price, summary, comments, the journal fields that we created, everything is present over here. How? Because this is a child table and it extends Swapnil inventory. So whatever attributes are present in the table can be used in the child table. Simple. In addition to that, we can create a specific field, child specific field at this level. Like this, simple, like we created, right? What is the type? String and column level. And if I submit, it should be listed under these fields. This is the child fields. So now if I do like this, Swapnil child table over here. See, all the fields. And from where this layout, list layout, these columns have been inherited. The whole list layout, default list layout that we talked about is inherited automatically from the parent. This is the list layout, default list layout that the admin sets, automatically inherited. If we want to include the child field, let us see if we can do child field. This is the field created at the child level. See, so if I do like this, Do we have child field? Summary, description, unit price, experiment? No. All right. I want to bring it over here. The field does exist. Let us bring it to the view. Coming up. Where is it? Ashutosh field, this field, that field, unit price. Do we have child C class? Here we don't have it, right? Starting with C, only comments because this is the default view. How about this? The inventory has been modified. No. Let's try to do it from here. Ideally, that field should be there. This is inventory details, child table. Okay. If I click, this is the parent. Okay. If I go to the form design, see, here it is there. Let us pick it from here. Child field. Save it. And then close it. And then we will reload it. Let's see. And it is right here. So this is how we inherit field. Now this is available as a field over here. We can submit the record. We can do whatever we want. Okay. So this is how we inherit fields from tables, right? There can be parent, child. One child can act as a parent to a child. It can go on. Okay. So this was about inheritance. Close this. Now, what was left? All right. We talked about incident management, problem management. Incident management is any reduction or disruption in the service that we provide to the customer. Any technical issue. Okay. Any kind of reduction in the service. If we don't know what is the root cause, then we create a problem ticket wherein we do the root cause analysis. Once the engineer completes the root cause analysis, the fix is applied and the problem is closed. And the incident associated with that problem is also closed. Okay. Imagine a scenario. There is an organization, there are configuration items, and number of configuration items in the organization like computer system, hardware, network, network device, switch, hub, router, all are network devices, right? And then there are software computer like configuration items, Windows 2000 server, 2003 server, hardware systems, software systems, Tomcat server, WebLogic. What are these configuration items? So for a particular computer system, I want to upgrade its hard disk or I want to upgrade its RAM. Now imagine a real-time scenario. There is a Tomcat server. It's a computer system. It has got some operating system. Hardware plus software makes a computer system. Now it has got RAM. It is 4 GB. It had got less number of users. The application hosted on top of Tomcat was lightweight. There was a less load on it on the application, and so the Tomcat server and it used to happily serve the application. Now day by day the number of users increased. So to handle the load, 4 GB of RAM is falling short. Slowness, the server hangs, and so the application hangs. And then we created a problem ticket. Initially it came as an incident from the end user that application slowness intermittent happens. Then the engineer to whom the incident was assigned investigated it and found that there is some problem to which the people are not sure what is the solution. So they created a problem ticket, and then the engineer to whom the problem was assigned investigated the issue, did the root cause analysis, and then he found that there is a problem with the RAM, due to which the server is not able to handle the load. So to resolve this issue, to give a permanent fix, the RAM needs to be upgraded. But you tell me, overnight, if I go and upgrade the RAM, won't it crash and everything? There is an application running on production. It's live environment. No one can do like this. If anyone does like that, there will be a big impact, because upgrading the RAM and all, it will require server restart, machine restart, boot, right? Booting. So to handle this kind of infrastructure change, we have change management in place. It is a separate module. Though in problem management, we identified the root cause that the RAM needs to be upgraded. So the people now know that that would be an infrastructural change. Impact analysis needs to be done for that. Dependent teams. See, if it is a Tomcat server, it is not like only one application would be hosted. It might be the case that the Tomcat serves more than one application. There are hundreds of users accessing those applications. If the Tomcat server goes down as part of maintenance, there would be hundreds of users getting impacted due to inaccessibility. So a change is something that needs to be handled smoothly. Doing proper impact analysis. There is change advisory board, CAB, a person from each application team, database team, whoever is getting impacted with that activity will get involved. One member from each team, database team, application team, server team, will get involved in that meeting. It happens physically. Those people sit and discuss on the impact. They decide what is the best possible slot to carry out the change so that there is minimal impact on the users, the business people who are using that application. Correct? All these things are managed using change management module. Carrying out infrastructural change, replacing a network device. If I replace a network device, then people accessing the internet will get impacted. So how to manage those things? Correct? That is all about change management. Then change, create new. There are three types of changes. A normal change, see, without predefined plans. It will go through approvals. A standard change is something done to do the routine activities. Routine activities in the sense server restart, deletion of logs, weekly, maintenance, right? Those are that has got pre-approved templates. I'll show you. Emergency, something comes up very critical that we don't have time. So it will go through only cab authorization, one approval. So let us try to create a normal change. Now, when I create a new change from here, it shows like this. Alternatively, we can create a change here as well. Like if you remember, I showed you how do we create a problem. From incident, I opened an incident, I went to the hamburger, and then from there I created problem. Can I create a change from there? Yes, we can create. I'll show you. So one of the way I showed you is go to change, create new, select one, and it will take you to the change management form. What are the other ways? Incident, take any open incident, open. Open any incident like this 175, and this is how we created a problem from here. Create a problem. Ignore this. Create problem is what we created. This is what we did last time. So create normal change, create standard change, create emergency change. So if in interview someone asks you, is it possible to create a problem or change from incident record? The answer is yes, and this is how we create. This is the second way of creating change or problem. We can navigate to the module, we can create it two ways. Now let us see how if we go to problem module right away, we can create a problem like this. Last time I showed you, we go to the incident record, we go to the hamburger, we create problem. And this is the second way to create a problem. One and the same. See, root cause analysis and this. More than one way to create problem. Let us go to open problem, open one of the records. Now let us see, like from incident, we can create problem change. Can we create a change from a problem? Ideally, as per ITL standards, one should be able to. Why? The scenario that I told you, from incident, we created a problem for our issue, intermittent issue, slowness issue. Problem got assigned to someone, Ronak Shah. He did root cause analysis and found that RAM needs to be upgraded. And for that, we need to have a change request. That's the reason from here, we should be able to create a change. See, can we create an incident from problem? I don't think we cannot. Why? As per ITL standard, it makes no sense. It all starts with incident, right? From incident, we can create a problem. From incident, we can create a change. From problem, how we can create an incident. From change, is it possible to create an incident? I don't think so. So backwards, not possible. Change. Open any record. Do we have anything create problem? No. Create incident? No. Because change is the last one. From there, we cannot go back. Getting it? It's like that. Finally, we end up in change. If we don't get any permanent resolution to the problem, we end up in change. Right? So, change management. Coming back. Yes, we create it like this, or from incident or problem. It will ask what kind of change needs to be created. without predefined plans require approval and cab meetings, cab authorization. So it should take us through few approvals. Let us see. These are the phases: assessment, authorize, schedule, implement, review, close. This is the change ID. Who is requesting this change? Any user. Like if a user is working on incident and then finds out that a change is required, then that person will put his name. If the engineer is working on a problem and from there that person realizes that a change needs to be created, then he will put his name. Right? There's category, what kind of change is there, system software, application software, right? For us, let us take like this, application software, right? For now, leave this because this is something comes from the CMDB. Like I said, in the organization, we will have configuration items. So that configuration item, Tomcat, should be listed over here. That particular computer should be listed over here, right? Because for that computer, we are going to upgrade the RAM. Do we have it over here? No. If CMDB is implemented, it will be listed over here and we can select it. Okay. So that needs to be here. Not, sorry, this one. Let us select over here. Configuration item. Assume this is the configuration item. For this system, we need to upgrade the RAM. So we have selected it over here. Service is at high level. More than one CIs together form a service. How? What is the difference between a service and a configuration item? Like this. Come down. Email service. As an organization, we are giving email service to the customer. Customer is using our email service to send email, receive email. We have given this service to the customer. But what configuration items form this email service? To run this email service, we will need Tomcat or any other web server. So this is one configuration item. We will need a computer system. This is another configuration item. What else do we need? Think about it. There can be many CIs, sub CIs, right? So these CIs make up a service. Service will have n number of CIs under it that form it. It is like that. This is the end result being used by the customer. The customer doesn't know about these CIs. The customer will just say, we are not able to access this. Then the service desk agent should be able to find out. This has got what all CIs. Where is the problem? Over here or here? Analysis. Right? So these are the configuration items. See what kind of operating system. Server. This is also one. So there are three. There can be more than three also. Windows server, computer system, Tomcat server, they all form the email service. Getting the difference between service and CIs. It is like that. We have entries for services as well when we implement CMDB. Okay, services will also be present in CMDB. That's the reason we have service field over here. For now, we don't have any kind of data. Otherwise, if a person is creating a change, that person should know for what service we are implementing the change, right? So for now, let us assume this is not the correct configuration item, but we don't have CMDB data, proper data in it. So we are just randomly selecting a dummy one, assuming it to be our computer system for which RAM upgrade needs to be done. Okay. So risk of implementing this change. Is it high or moderate or low? Depending on what kind of business, right, the customer is driving. So what is the priority? High, low, critical, like how fast this needs to be implemented. If the people are getting slowness, so how critical it is? Is it impacting customers' business? Yes. There is any financial loss because of that slowness? Yes, they will put it as critical. That is, the agent will put it as critical because he knows that the customer has told that this needs to be resolved as early as possible. If it is not affecting any financial things, we may keep it moderate or low. So it's like that. The person who is creating change requests will set all these things. Impact. As they are not able to access the application smoothly, how is the impact? Is it high, medium, or low? All these things are set, right? Then, to whom the change will be assigned? There should be a change management group, right? To whom it will be assigned? We may keep this blank and then let the change management group decide who is going to work on this, right? So after putting in all these things, short description. Control C, a detailed description. The whole story. Why? Because customer facing application slowness. Intermittent. All right. This is a custom field. Ignore it. Might be I created it sometime back. Justification. Why do we need it? So we have to explain in detail. It's our customer. The business is getting impacted due to slowness, right? Sample. Now, there is an implementation plan that needs to be there. Otherwise, during implementation, we would not know what needs to be done. It will contain the detailed steps. Take backup of configuration files. Whatever it is, the technical person knows more about it. Who is going to upgrade the RAM, right? So they will fill up all the details before implementation and for implementation, what all things need to be done. During change implementation, what all things need to be done. All the detailed steps. Risk and impact analysis. What is the risk if it is not implemented? If it is implemented, non-implemented, what is the impact? What are the analysis? Everything needs to be put here. Okay. So it's more about theoretical part. The person creating a change will put all these things. What are the risks in upgrading the RAM? What are the risks? System will be down for so and so time. All these things. For 2 hours, it will be unavailable, right? Downtime and all. Backout plan. In case the person fails to implement the change, or after implementing the change, something is going wrong due to which it is not successful. Might be the person came with a RAM stick and it was not compatible and the change was unsuccessful. In that case, do they have any backup plan? State it over here. How to roll back the change is what backup plan is. How to roll back the change. Okay, test plan. If the change is successful, that is after implementation, what the person engineer should test. The person should restart the system, check if everything is working, check if application slowness still persists, coordinate with the customer, to check from their end if it is working smoothly after the change is implemented. All these theoretical things are there. We need to fill them up. When the change will be scheduled, plan start date, plan end date. When the agent creates a change request, the agent will put some tentative date that let it happen on this date and let it end on this date, the activity. Okay, but then actual start date will be put like after discussion CAB meeting, it was decided that actually the change would take place on 15th. This is the actual date, start and end date. This is tentative date. Okay, CAB required, yes required, we need the CAB meeting. On which date they should do a meeting? Few days before, right? CAB recommendation if anything is there. In short, what I want to tell you is these are the things that we need to fill up, and then we submit the change. We have not yet submitted the change. Submit. Yes, the change has been submitted. Okay, and now it is a new stage. Request for approval. Let us say to whom the approval goes. The person to whom the approval goes will assess the change, whether it is really a change or not, whether it is really required or not. In change management group, let me show you. Why did it go to Pankaj? Anyone present in the change management group? So there would be, let's see, users table, groups. Groups. That is change management group. Who is there in change management group? This is change management group. How many users are there? Pankaj is there. This is Pankaj profile. This person was present in change management group and it went to it. Okay. See, he is the change manager. It went to him. Right? Now, I can approve it from here like this. And it will be approved. This is a shortcut, but only available to the administrator. It went to Pankaj. Pankaj is the same user. It might be Rahul or anyone. In that case, Rahul will log in and then like this. Go to my approvals, my approvals. See, where is it? Requested. Approval for restaurant. What is our change ID? 24. It is this. See, 24. Even if it is some other user or someone, the user will come like this. The user will see the details and the approver will. Now let's refresh this. Refresh. Reload the form. See, it went to scheduled. Approved. It was requested. Now it is approved. Right? So now, scheduled, at what time it will be scheduled? At this time. Implement it if it is scheduled. Implement. When it is under implement, we should have the assignee, the person. For now, we don't have any valid user. Let it be like this. Pankaj will implement the change. Okay. And after implementing it, it will be reviewed. After implementation, it will be reviewed. Let us review it. Yes. For few days, it will be under review. Person, the change manager, will review the change if everything was implemented or not. Okay. And then it will be closed. The following fields are required. As for incident, we required close code, close note. Similarly, for this also we require this thing. Successful. RAM upgraded. Update. We came here because there is a duplicate tab. Let us go back to our change where it is 003, right? Where is it? As it is closed, we are not able to see it in active. Let us go to all. And what was it? Created sort 003. It is this. Yes, it is this. Let us see the summary. Yes, not this. Does anyone remember what was our change ID? Approvals. My approvals. It was this. Copy. Change on. Control V. This is how we search. Yes, indeed it was that. This is how, so this is how the life cycle is. From new, it goes to assessment. It remains in assessment stage for 1 day or 2 days until the manager does the assessment, right? It goes to authorize, change, implement, review, close, right? In the documentation, you can read about it like this. Simple. Change management phases. Abundant documentation available, change management process in ServiceNow, register in the communities, change management docs, types of change, right? Everything is available. Go through it. It is easy. In change, what is required, I told you, we should have implementation plan, we should have rollback plan, everything, right? Everything is available over here. So try to go through the documentation. Good developers go through the documentation and then they implement the things. All right. So yes. Now, if you remember, I told you there are two more types of changes. If I do like this, standard change. See here, I take a template and then things are auto filled. See, I didn't fill anything. See the details over here, auto populated. I didn't type anything. Such are pre-approved templates. As I said, maintenance activities. We know that it is going to happen on so and so date, weekly, monthly, and business people knows that it is nothing major. It is part of maintenance, so they can be approved in advance. So what I will do, change proposals, standard change proposals, my proposals. Create a new proposal, a template, so that we can use it to populate the data in change management. Okay. Description, template description, and routine maintenance. Tomcat restart. Description. This is done weekly as part of maintenance. You can write like this. Then business justification is something, right? Why it needs the restart? Because of so and so thing. The engineer knows more about it, right? So we have to type it like this. Avoid system slowness. Okay, fine. Change request values. See, main thing is this. What does the short description contain when I use this template? Sample short description, sample description. What is the implementation plan? Right? All these things we manually filled up while creating that kind of change, a normal change. But this is a standard change which will already contain values. Implementation plan, backout plan, rollback plan, test plan, and then assign to group, business justification, Is it there? If I try to save, will it allow me to save? Or it will ask me to put some values for missed fields? Saved. Okay. See, populated these fields. Which is the group to which the change is to be assigned? Change management. What is the justification? Why do we need the change? We have to justify it. The risk and impact analysis. Is this sufficient? Let me save it. Does it ask for something? No. Fine. If the template is filled, we can do request approval. Okay, category. Standard changes. Okay. Give a category. Update it. Okay. It went for approval because we did request approval and then saved. Who is going to approve? Change management, change manager. Who is it? Pankaj. I am the admin. I can approve it from here. That time I went to approval central and approved the change request. This is for template approval. That was for change request. Here also I can go to my approvals and approve this. Alternatively, because I am the administrator, I can do it from here as well. Okay, let us approve it like this. Approve, admin can approve any request from like this. We have a shortcut. Done. Template is ready. What is the name of the template? Routine maintenance and all. Okay. Now the main thing. Let's see if we are getting it over here while creating a new change. Create new. Standard change, normal, we saw already. Standard, routine maintenance is the template. Select and now see what happens. Everything auto-populated. See, from that template, open proposals. My proposals, we created a new. We selected the template before creating the change. Auto-populated everything, right? And then submit it. And let us submit it. Let us copy this. It will be handy. Submit. Okay, fine. Looks good. We want to schedule it. That means the change is scheduled. Do we have the schedule over here? No. Give it. What is the date and all? Okay, update it. Where did it go? Open changes. What was it? What was the change ID? Okay, let me create a new one. I don't remember the change ID. I think we copied it, right? If I put it over here, Control V. Okay, this is the change ID. Okay, then this will be implemented. And then same review. After implementation, it will be reviewed by some senior person, change manager or anyone, and then it will be closed with the close notes. So what is the difference? We created say close notes and close code to fill, and then it can be closed from here. Successful. Blah, blah. Here we use template. There we didn't use template. Difference is there. So the third kind, like if I do like this, emergency. Click on this, created. Let us give some random description. This is the schedule. Save it. Request approval. The following fields are mandatory. Assignment group. Request approval. Scheduled. Request approval should ideally take it to the approver. Cab approval didn't happen over here. Ideally, it should happen. Okay, cab required. Let's see, we will implement this and implement and review and close. Okay, I'll create a new one of the same kind. Here, cab authorization should be there, which didn't happen, right? Change management. Yes. Type is emergency. Impact urgency priority set. Cab is required. On what date is required? Any random date. These are optional fields. If we don't have information at that point of time, we may leave it blank, and later this can be filled up. Okay. Now, why it is not going for approval? Let's see. If there is some problem in the data which has come with ServiceNow, in that case, it is not going. Then we will have to furnish some data for it. And as soon as I submit this change, Control C. Let's go to the user table. Let's see the change management people. Groups. Where is the change management group? Group members 1. If I add one more, okay, Is he an approver? Edit. Change manager, change admin. This role, does this person have? Starting with C. Let us give this role. Now Pankaj is a change manager. Did it come over here? Yes. Ideally, the approval should go to the person, which is not happening, right? Update. Okay. Reload. 29 is the new change ID requested by Pankaj, requested by, let it be Kalyani for now. Now I will submit this change. Let us try to submit and see if it goes for approval. Do we have cab details over here? Cab required. Okay. Submit. It is new. Now if I do a request approval, it should go to approval. Ideal it should go. Change management. It didn't go. No. Okay, fine. Next session I will show you the whole flow. Ideally for this, it should go for cab approval. One of the person from cab approval will approve it. Okay, let us see if we have any kind of cab role over here. Change management. Cab. Does it have any cab specific role? No. Let me quickly have a look if we missed out anything. Category, schedule. This is authorize. Okay, create new. Emergency change. And then if I select authorize from here, in that case, it should go for approval. Now I'll give change management. I'll click on submit, save, whatever. It is bypassing everything. Okay. Last attempt, I will select the checkbox. 31. Cab required. give the group, change management, submit, submit it. Now authorize and save. No, fine. Next session I'll show you how it goes to approval. See, ideally, what should happen if I do like this? There are three types. Standard change we saw. It doesn't require any approval because the manager already, the concerned person already approved the template. So this worked for us. Then left is normal and emergency. In emergency, there should be only one authorization, only one approval that will be done by someone from CAB, Change Advisory Board. Then what is the difference between normal and emergency? Here there is one approval, but how about normal? Normal will require two approvals. In review, it will require one, and it will also require CAB authorization. CAB authorization is common between these two, emergency and normal. There is one additional approval over here. Here there are two approvals. Here there is one approval, and here there will be no approval because it has been approved in advance. This is how it is. Okay, so don't worry. We will visit this again in the next session, and then I'll tell you why it was not going for approval. I'll check on this. Okay, so now something different. We saw client scripts. Then we have something called server-side scripts as well. We call it business rule. Client script, business rules. These are all features of ServiceNow using which we do development. Okay, now business rules. Administration, business rules. System definition, business rules. Difference. Client script, we saw many examples, but that was when the user was doing something from the form UI, form user interface, keeping one of the field as blank, incorrect value in any field. We were doing all those validations using client scripts. Business rule will handle something backend. How? Like if some record is submitted by the user, then in the backend, I want to push the same record to some other table. Is it achievable using client script? No. Right? I want to perform CRUD operations, create, update, delete. Is it possible using client script? No. CRUD operations. Let us create a business rule. New. Coming up. Business rule. My first business rule, BR. First business rule. On what table do we need to create? Swapnil inventory. Okay. Where is that? Yeah, this one. Okay. Now see, advanced. What do we have over here? When to run the business rule? Before insertion of record, after insertion of record in the table, display and async. We will come to this. First, concentrate on before and after. When I am creating a new record in a table, then after inserting that record in the table, do I have to do some action? If yes, then after insertion of record in that table, do something. And what is do something? Whatever we write in this tab, in this code, will be done after insert. Okay. Before insertion of record, is that something we want to do? If yes, select like this. Before insertion of record, I want to check for certain things. I will write over here. This is how we create business rules. Before insert, before update also, this business rule should trigger. Before deletion also, it should trigger. Similarly, after delete, after update, after insert, query we will come across. Don't worry about this. In short, insertion, update of record, after, before, if we want to do certain things, we will select these actions and we will write the code over here. This is what, right? This is where the power of business rule lies. This is something we cannot do using client script. Whatever we write over here will be a server side script. Okay. Let's create a small use case. I am creating a new record in my Swapnil inventory table. At the same time, there is a table B containing similar fields. I want to push the same record in that table. This is not possible using client script. This is possible using business rule. Okay, that means like from here, like this, if I do new, and if I submit the record, this record should be automatically pushed to some second table. This is what the use case is. Insertion of record in more than one table using business rule. Where is the table B? We don't have it. It won't take much time to create it. Let us quickly create an archive table kind of thing. Like it will contain product ID, product name, description, 3 fields. Okay, for now, testing purpose. Table, new table, label. Swapnil INV archive table. So whatever gets created in the real table will be pushed over here as well as backup. Okay, fine. I will submit it. Table created. But how about the fields? Let us create 3 columns. Product ID, type string, PID, short, product ID. Not necessary that the column name should be same. Submit. Second would be P name, new, P name, product name, and the third one would be PDESC, product description. Third one, PDESC. Three columns created. We want to create record in this table. Let's see how does this table look like. Swapnil INV archive. Let us search it from here. See, this is how the table looks like. New. We can manually create record as well. We don't want to create manually. We want to push it from our main table using business rule. Okay. Then I will select my original table, which is our Swapnil inventory table. I will say that after insertion record in my Swapnil inventory table, after inserting record in my Swapnil inventory table, execute this script. This script has got nothing. Then we will write it. When we have to insert or create a new record in a different table, we initialize it with a glide record. Variable glide record. This can be anything, Pankaj or Swapnil, anything. Equal to new glide record. Give the actual table name. What is the actual table name of this? I told you how to find. Go to right click, configure table, and get its table name. This is the table name. Copy it, Control C. I want to open a reference to this table from this business rule because I want to insert record in this table. I am opening a reference using glide record method. Glide record method is provided, it is a class provided by ServiceNow that we have to use. Okay. Now, and can you people hear me?
Yes, Pankaj.
Yes, Pankaj.
The screen has hanged. Just a minute. Let us wait for a few seconds. I will minimize it. Not minimizing. We'll wait for a minute for it to get stable. My screen has gone blank. I'm back. Now I can move my cursor. Let's see. Some utility executed, I think. No worries. We will go back to the tab. Yes. Now Using glide record function, I created a reference to that table B. This is our table B where the record needs to be pushed. Then I have to initialize it like this. And then I have to set gr. Some utility is getting executed. Just a minute. Okay. Gr dot set value. I will unshare my screen and will share it again. Let's see. I will stop the sharing for a minute to see what is happening. Now let me try sharing it. Sharing is disabled.